Hello, welcome back to IT Landy. For today, we will be trying to cover the log analysis, and we have chosen two major tools to basically compare, and then we will cover how we can implement these tools around AWS, Azure, Google, GCP, and why log analysis is important. So we've chosen ELK and Elastic Stack and Splunk. And why did we choose these two? Because they are the major player and the cloud market at the moment. And this is across most of the public cloud provider like AWS, Azure, and GCP. Now, uh, so for this session we cover only this part and we do the comparison, and then later on we will deep dive into the ELK. Right, why do we need log analysis? As I highlighted earlier, in the cloud-based environment, infrastructure, performance, isolation, security are very important. Performance of the virtual machines may vary based on specific load, storage, environment, number of users, activities, and so on. Therefore, reliability and node failure can become significant issue, especially around 24/7 high priority or important apps. Yep. Log management platform can help to basically mitigate these issues and monitor all of these above, sort of like uh, keys required and the process and the OS around them, the logs, application logs, the traffic logs, like AWS logs and Azure logs, and so on, from storage to load balancer to one optimizer and so on, as long as you can connect or export or take the log from these to analyze, to capture, to visualize, to benefit from it. Right, we've chosen these two. Now, ELK comparing to Splunk. Now, ELK is an open source, whereas Splunk is a commercial and quite expensive. ELK Stack does not offer salary portability because of Kibana. Splunk offers salaries portability. Processing speed, it is, I would say, strictly limited. Again, it's an open source, whereas the Splunk will offer more accurate and speedy process. ELK technology stack create with combination of three components: the Elasticsearch, the Logstash, and Kibana. Basically, we'll cover these in more details, but capturing logs, analyzing, presenting. Whereas the Splunk, it's a proprietary tool, which means it provides for both on-premise and cloud solution. In ELK, searching, analysis, visualization will only be possible by the ELK stack after you set it up basically in Kibana. Where Splunk is a complete data management package at your disposal. ELK does not support integration with other tools. Basically, it's an open source, which means require a lot of input at the moment. It's keep improving. However, it's not as Splunk, in relation to like features. Splunk is a commercial and a lot of investment into it. However, let's recover the advantages and disadvantages of ELK stack. Because we said Splunk, yes, it's a really nice tool, it's really good. However, it's very expensive, which means if ELK is fit for purpose, then there's no need to go down the route of Splunk. Let's recover these benefits, and then later on we'll cover the integration with Azure or even AWS, and you'll see if this is, address your need. Now, ELK works best when logs from various apps of the enterprise coverage feed or fed into a single instance, not multiple instances. Bearing in mind, I need single instance. Also, it provides amazing insight for single instance and eliminate the need to log into 100 different data sources. What does that mean? Having one single instance is better than having multiple in relation to ELK. That doesn't mean it's better in other application. However, bearing in mind the size, the amount of the logs, all of these are factors. But the behavior, the access, so which means the advantages, these are the advantages. I'm going to cover later on the disadvantages. Now, it is rapid on on-premise installation, easy to deploy, to scale up, vertical and horizontal. Later on, we'll compare what's the difference between vertical and horizontal in relation to, resource spinning assignments. Also, Elastic offer host of language client, which include like most of the, I will say, major ones like Ruby, Python, PHP, Perl, .NET, Java, JavaScript, and more. The availability of these libraries for different programming and scripting languages are very rich. So these are the benefits. Now, what about the issues or negative or disadvantages? Different components in the stack can become difficult to handle when it comes to complex setup. Again, depend on your deployment. We'll cover these in more details later on. However, there's nothing like a trial or error, which means the more you do, the more you will learn along the way. And complex setup, which means self, as I said, it's open source, which means you need to spend more time learning, self-discipline, and improve, your knowledge around this tool. Other sort of disadvantages, uh, centralized logging can be useful when we attempting to identify sort of like problems with servers application. Uh, Again, ELK is useful to resolve these issues in centralized logging system. Uh, However, it might be complex sometimes. So these are the disadvantages. However, we can summarize the ELK in like high level, and then we'll see if this will benefit you or not. Again, we mentioned earlier about centralized login. It can be useful when attempting to identify issues with servers applications. And this is really useful with ELK because ELK resolve issues related to this method, like centralized logging systems to capture all the logs around all the components, and like either, I don't know, SaaS, it could be PaaS, it could be infrastructure. Okay. In addition to that, ELK is a collection of free open source tools, which are the Elasticsearch, Logs, and Kibana. Now, the Elasticsearch, it's based on NoSQL database. If you are not familiar with NoSQL database, you need to go and read about it, but it's amazing. So it's not relationship tables. This is the first part. The second part is the Logstash, which is a data collection pipeline tool to capture, feed this information into Kibana, which is the data virtualization, or which will visualize it for us and in more user-friendly like dashboard and report. In a cloud-based environment, infrastructure performance really important. We highlighted that earlier. ELK help us to address these requests, these issues, make awareness. In ELK, stack processing speed is limited. We mentioned Splunk is faster. Splunk offer more accurate process, like I will say like for enterprise, like Netflix, LinkedIn, others, the all like at the moment using ELK. However, ELK works best when the log from various application fed into single instance. So if you are happy with single instance, I will recommend it definitely. Okay, but then again, you need to we mentioned earlier to handle really complex scenarios maybe non-optimal, but it's all depend on the way how you will be managing ELK. So this is sort of like a summary of what ELK can provide. Again, it's an open source free tool. That's all what I had for you for today. Please, let's we catch up when we deep dive into ELK, what it exactly does, how we can integrate it with Azure, and we can do some hands-on around that. Thank you for watching out, and goodbye.